Welcome to this new tutorial. Today we are going to make this new cold heart effect. Sorry for the late uploading these videos because I have busy in shifting from one location to another and some other works. So now we will continue these tutorial series, and these tutorials will become on regular basis. So to start this, we will start by importing a simple model which I have downloaded from free 3D sites. So let's just create a geometry node, call this file node, and I have already downloaded this folder. You can all search on the internet. You will find lot of different kind of examples. I am using this heart model, 3D model. You can use any of the model. Then you just scale it down and orient it properly. Okay, and let me just scale it down a little bit. Okay, then we will create these smoke kind of effect or cold kind of smoke. So I am going to use this tap nodes which is in pyro, and I'm using this volcanic smoke. This is kind of dense smoke which can be used as different purposes, but I'm using here as for cold smoke or cold vapor kind of smoke. So just click this and select the model, then press enter. Then it will give you this basic node setup. So we will jump in this DOP network and let me just adjust some values. So I am not going to use too much, not too big of this size. I am using this 2 by 3 by 2, and let me just zero out all these values. Okay, so now it will be at the dead center of this container. Okay, and I am using this close boundaries. If you run this default simulation, the smoke will go up, and it is very turbulent or a different kind of situation. So we'll set up some values. So go to this pyro solver and just give it 1 buoyancy. Delete this temperature keys, temperature scale keys, then come to shape, lower this disturbance or even turn this off. You can lower this value, sharpening, it's the smoke's blurriness value. If you increase this value, the smoke edges will become sharp. And use this turbulent, I'm using this 2. Dissipation, I'm using 0.98, and in turbulence I'm using salt size 0.3, pulse length 0.2, turbulence of 3, Then in advanced section it's okay, and remove this gravity value and add in. Now this gravity will affect the smoke to fall down. See, now we need to adjust some other values, so just go for 2, and lower this temperature value. And in shape, I think the turbulence is too much, so let me lower this value. And increase this density. In my example I used 10 value. Okay, so, and in the source geometry, which is this one, use this one is at least 0.01, and in noise section use pulse duration a little bit lower, and use these values to like compensate for this, so that it will not emit from all the surface, it will emit from some parts. Okay, then let's rise. I think everything is okay, so let me just go to this pyro section and let's check. Turn off this geometry. It's falling too much at too much speed, so lower this value. I have used -5 value. Yes, and let me just go for this density value, and please go for a little bit higher. Okay, and use this simulation and temperature diffusion value, just diffuse this. And lower this cooling value. Okay, and use very little viscosity. Okay, so come to this pyro section and render this one. And I think I need less of this. something like that. And in geometry section, enable this geometry. Okay. For detailed output, use this lower values or at least 0.05. It will take time some, but you will get much clear results. After that, the setup for simple rendering setup, and use some HDRI lights to get nice results. So in my case, I have used different kind of shaders, and in these settings are differ scene to scene. So let me just stop this and set up for this rendering purpose. Okay, so come here, and I am using V-Ray. So click, first is V-Ray dome light, and come to light, texture, get some nice HDRI lights, something like here, okay, something like this. Then use this camera, and I'm using VA render. Okay, then just not say in this option section, light, choose uncheck this default light, and export. I'm using my graphic card, which is this one, and just use material network to make V-Ray material, which is volume shader, this one, and turn off this fire section, and make one for this heart shape. Use this V-Ray material, this one. Okay, now apply these shaders by using this section. For this I use this one. For volume I am using that volume. Okay, now open this settings and adjust this one. Okay, so let me just lower the size of the frame. It's 960 by 540, and use this dome, full dome, and this setup for this. Okay, now let me set up for my okay, and just use this white, and use this little bit bluish, and for this I'm using glass shader, which is like this. Use reddish tone and use less, something like this. And if it's going like two out of these ranges, this is because of the voxel quality of these. So you can adjust by going to the source section, which is this one. Come here and I'm using 0.01, and at this restri section, this one is this, or you can either go to much lower values. So now it will have more tighter frame. And use this element scale or something like this if you want to increase the size of these noise pattern. And come to this pyro section, and if you want to use like different kind of swirl size and all that, just use these two, like these sections, and I'm using like 0.2. Okay, or you can use much higher turbulent values. Just simulate it, cache it, and render it out. It will look great. Make some basic environment around it. You can use any 3D object or logo also to make or look like these kind of effects. And these are very simple effects, and if you want more complex nature of this behavior, you can always use different gas nodes. Okay, so I have used this one. Like this, and if it's too much, then you can always adjust in the material section for the opacities. See, or you can use this opacity ramp for these values. I have used like 0.01. I think I have used 0.5, very low values. You can always add details. something like this. And use nice background and you will create something like that. Or you can use these gas notes to add some extra detail in these properties. So you can use gas turbulence, like just use third node, these ones. Okay, now this will add these extra detail of smoke, turbulent kind of things. Okay, so you'll get much more detailed look. Okay, so these are the like basic settings I have tweaked to make that kind of smoke. I will include this project file in my website, so you can download from there so that you can experiment on it. Okay, so goodbye.